Hello and welcome to another episode of Quickmatch Heroes. My name is Erin, aka Grishno, and welcome to Heroes of the Storm. Today we are going to be on the battlefield of eternity. On the red team we have a Sonya, a Lili, Sylvanas, Kael'thas, and Tassadar. Meanwhile on the blue team there's a Greymane, Rhaegar, Kael'thas, Muradin, and Valla. Right now looks like the teams are getting into position, but let's talk about this map for just a second. So you'll notice on that normally both lanes, normally maps will have 3 lanes, and this one just has 2. It has a top lane and it has a bottom lane down here with our Tassadar, our Sonya, and our Sylvanas coming in, and it looks like the match is about to begin. That does leave an area in the middle of the map, and this area is used for the immortal fights that we will see when the objective spawns in just a moment. But for now, it does look like Sonya is trying to take a hidden position in some of these steam vents. Meanwhile, the red team, Valla, is just sort of hanging out in the back, trying to keep it safe. Tassadar trying to be sneaky, but not really being sneaky. Sonya coming in on the Valla, getting some damage in and spinning and winning away, but Kael'thas is able to stun and use a chain bomb to get some damage. Meanwhile, also getting some serious damage on the minions, but the red minions are down, sending the blue team's minion wave into the map. Meanwhile, up top, Muradin taking some serious damage from Kael'thas's abilities. Lili in some trouble as tanks are jumping in. Rhaegar is coming in hard. Looks like the blue team is taking some damage, but red team is also very low and pinging for a retreat, specifically for Rhaegar, who would be the healer in this situation. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, looks like we do have a Greymane who is just incredibly low. Is he in danger from the Sonya? Sonya missing the spear earlier and taking some chain bombs, which is going to maybe be passed to Tassadar. Doesn't look like Tassadar was able to get a shield off at the time. Sylvanas using her trait to immobilize these towers and get some damage on the red team's Greymane. One tower does go down. That is 400 XP for the blue team, giving them just a slight advantage on XP. Sonya, meanwhile, hearthing back to the beginning, looks like she is out of health. Tassadar coming in, trying to get a little bit of damage, trying to help out, make sure that the Sylvanas doesn't go down, and looks like they are able to take out both of the towers as well as the wall, sending the minion waves in. Looks like the objective is spawned, so you can see there is a red immortal here and a blue immortal here, and it is your job to kill the opposing team's immortal before they kill yours. So we do have a battle coming in here. Looks like the blue team Sonya is going to go down despite Tassadar and Lili both being there. Greymane coming in on the Tassadar. Looks like they are going to get out of here. Runaway Valla coming in, getting some damage on Lili, but these two healers are just able to sort of outlast the red team's Valla. Meanwhile, up top, red team is getting some serious damage on the blue team, and you can see over here the blue team's immortal is already halfway down. Meanwhile, the red team has barely been able to scratch their immortal, so they're going to try and defend. It looks like looks like blue team is going in and defending. Sonya coming in all on her own in a 1v2, but getting a ton of damage thanks to Kael'thas. Coming in, trying to defend, but Uther or Muradin coming in, jumping in hard, getting a stun. Sonya spinning and winning away. Lili out of position up front, taking some serious damage from Kael'thas. This chain bomb is going to explode, does not pass it to anyone else. But Sonya, again, very low on health. Tassadar still up high, tossing out some shields on Sonya, but Greymane is in the backline. Greymane is going to come in, might be able to get Sonya, and Sonya does go down. That leaves the red team with 5 members of able to easily take down the immortal, and that is going to be an immortal spawning for the red team. It's going to come in the middle. You can see it does have a huge shield, and that is equal to the amount of damage that was left to do from the blue team. So there's a big shield that the blue team has to get to. It does look like this immortal is going to spawn down here in the bottom lane, and the blue team is responding appropriately, coming down and getting ready to defend. We're only at 3 minutes and 50 seconds into the match, so this immortal should go down fairly quickly. You can see that the shield is almost gone, but Greymane and Valla are coming in and just poking, just doing some damage from the back, and they are actually getting some traction. Greymane, with his style particularly, loves to sit in the back and poke and poke and poke until somebody gets low and then leaps in. And you can see Sonya is starting to get low. Was able to get some healing from the healing fountain, but the red team's Rhaegar, incredibly low, is able to run away, healing themselves just barely. Meanwhile, Muradin coming in, taking some damage and then jumping away. Will Tassadar be able to get the kill? Is any heals off cooldown? Does look like a beautiful stun by the red team's Kael'thas is going to prevent any damage on that Muradin, and it does look like they will get away with only a Valla kill. They were able to take down the two towers as well as the wall here, and it looks like the fort did take a significant amount of damage. So bot lane is really pushed out, and so far fairly even game despite the red team having won an immortal. Blue team even with a slight advantage on the XP. Meanwhile, Kael'thas coming in up top going against the Muradin is able to almost clear out that entire enemy wave. Greymane just hiding in the smoke, being a sneaky little bitch, and is going to try and jump out and do some damage on Kael'thas. Here, it looks like he's still waiting. He's waiting for Kael'thas to get out of position. Are we going to see it come in? Looks like Sonya is coming in, Lili is coming in, and Greymane now out of position. Is he going to be able to get some damage? Coming in, leaping in, trying to get some damage, but Lili is able to help out, and Greymane just walking away. Looks like he missed his opportunity a little earlier, and now there is some backup. Sonya, meanwhile, trying to solo this camp up top, which will help push out the lane. Red team was able to get the camp at the bottom, but Sylvanas was able to use her trait to neutralize those minions and stop that push. Looks like there is one more minion. Sonya and, or not Sonya, sorry, Sylvanas and Tassadar taking good care of the bottom, and Sonya was able to get that minion wave up top, which means that these three should have something that they should be able to push with. Meanwhile, it does look like the Immortals are about to spawn, so this camp could potentially just sit in lane and push while the Immortals are spawning. It does look like Tassadar is responding by themselves down here. Kael'thas coming in, maybe trying to get some damage. Doesn't look like anyone else is really coming in. Red team starting to come in. Sonya coming down, but being followed by two members of the red team. Is taking serious damage, pinging for assistance. Muradin jumping in, trying to get some damage. Now taking damage from some Sonya, but it does look like Greymane is going to come in, hit the Lili, and the Sonya both go down. That is 2 deaths for the blue team. Muradin very low, but Greymane coming in and getting some serious damage on this Kael'thas and the Sylvanas as well. Looks like Tassadar was able to escape up the top, and that should mean that red team should be able to get some damage here. It looks like they did send Greymane to try and push people back from the red, while 2 members of their team go and push back on the blue Immortal. That's a great strategy, but it does mean that their 2 members are vulnerable up here. Looks like Muradin coming in, but Greymane taking some serious damage, is able to jump way back into human form. Sonya, will they be able to come in, getting on their mount, coming in, but now there are 4 members of the enemy team here. Getting a stun, getting some firebombs, spinning and winning away, is able to get the Muradin kill, but it does look like Sonya is go down. That is a 1-for-1 trade. Lili, meanwhile, just gonna take that hit from the Immortal, just gonna take it. Tassadar coming in, trying to get some damage on the Rhaegar. Rhaegar running away in wolf form. Tassadar trying to follow, trying to push people back from the blue team's Immortal, and it looks like they are about 50-50. At this point, so it is a very even match. Blue Immortal going bottom and red Immortal going top. Where are the teams going to go? Looks like the blue team is going to try and get some damage up top. They are doing that. 3 members of the red team are coming in, trying to help out. This is going to be a 4v3. It looks like Rhaegar taking some serious damage from Sonya, but Muradin jumping into the backline, hitting the Tassadar, getting a stun on Lili. Sonya, meanwhile, taking some damage from Greymane. Greymane jumping in on Sylvanas, and Sonya is going to go down. Sonya as a solo tank is just so hard because she does not have the same sort of sustain that a tank like Muradin, who you can see is just walking in here, just owning the space, can take. He took a full suite of damages right there from Kael'thas, who is a huge damage dealer and is just walking away full health. That is the advantage of a tank like Muradin versus going up against a tank like Sonya, who is a little bit squishier, really more of a melee assassin. Lili out of position, taking tons of damage, is going to possibly be stunned, taking... Looks like Rhaegar went down for the red team. Is Lili going to get away? 3 members of the blue team coming in, trying to cut off Muradin, who is going to run away, who is out of mana. But it does look like, even with that valiant effort, the red team's Immortal was killed first, meaning that the blue team's Immortal was killed first, meaning that the red team is going to have an Immortal spawning and helping to push the top lane. Looks like they were able at some point to kill the fort on the bottom for the blue team, but looks like the red team's fort also went down, so we're at 1 fort for 1 fort. Meanwhile, up top lane, red Immortal pushing in really hard. 5 members of the blue team here to defend, taking serious damage from the enemy Phoenix. They do have their ultimate abilities, and that is going to do a ton of damage. Sonya just taking tons of damage, spinning away, but not hitting anyone, not even hitting up the fountain because she was stuck in a spin. Again, this is Quickmatch, so you're not going to see the top level play, but it does look like Greymane does go down, and that is 2 members of the red team killed for 1 member of the blue team. They were able to easily defend that fort, but they did lose 2 of the towers and the wall as well, making that fort vulnerable as well. Looks like the red team went back. They did hit up their healing fountain, and it looks like they should be able to push that lane, maybe get that camp as well. Blue team not pressing the advantage. Looks like they are hearthing and probably going for this camp in the middle of the map, just seeding that the red team should be able to take the top. Meanwhile, it does look like the blue minion wave is pushing in the bottom. No one here to really take advantage of that, but Sylvanas is going to come down to the bottom and take this camp very easily. Meanwhile, the blue team shifting down is going to take their mid camp, and that should help push the top, especially when combined with the camp from the top. And you can see Rhaegar pushing with this camp. Looks like Kael'thas and Lili are coming in, trying to defend. Neither of them have huge waves clear. Tassadar is coming in, does have a little bit of wave clear. I guess Kael'thas does as well. Using a chain bomb, using a stun. Doesn't actually pass to the minions, so that is unfortunately just takes down 1. Meanwhile, Sylvanas getting a little cocky down here with Sonya is trying to take out Valla. Looks like they maybe were able to take out the Greymane, and Valla does go down. Rhaegar coming in, trying to get some damage on Sylvanas. Out of position. Great Phoenix by the red team's Kael'thas is going to take care of Sylvanas. Sonya, meanwhile, in a ton of trouble from the Muradin, and that is 3 members of the red team pushing out the bottom lane. They do still have 2 camps here that are going to push against these towers and this gate, but with 3 members of the red team here, it looks like they are going to be able to take them out. Meanwhile, up at the top lane, it does look like blue team was able to successfully defend and is pushing their minion wave right into the red team's forts. They were able to take out both of the towers as well as the gate, but it does look like we do have mortals spawning in the middle. Tassadar out of position, putting a shield on themselves. Are they going to be able to survive? 4 members of the enemy team coming in, trying to take out Tassadar. Tassadar is just gone with Greymane coming in human form and being able to use that switch between human and Worgen form to really close the gap there. Muradin popping his ultimate to really stay tanky. Tons of damage from Kael'thas coming out. Meanwhile, oh my gosh! An entire team wipe for the blue team. That was an incredible Phoenix. Kael'thas with the chain bombs just getting tons of damage. Only the Rhaegar going down. And looks like that was even a little bit earlier. Red team just getting uncontested damage, and now with the blue team's Immortal staying close to the red team's base, looks like they should be able to get this almost completely uncontested. Tassadar, first to die is the first to respawn, is just not gonna deal with that at all. Not gonna go in 1v4, and that is probably the best decision that Tassadar could do. Try and push out a lane, see what they can do about applying some pressure, and that hopefully should help. Red team coming down is a little bit of pressure on the bottom lane. They are going to clear that out. Valla should take care of that very easily. Meanwhile, looks like we should have an Immortal flying up to the top any second now. 4 members of the blue team here. Looks like 5 members actually of the blue team here coming in. Tassadar getting hit by the pushback. Full shields on this. This Immortal is definitely going to be taking down this fort, but all 4 members are surrounding this, trying to get as much damage as they can. Meanwhile, the red team just ignoring the Immortal and pushing bottom. They are able to just blow through this this wall of defenses like you wouldn't even believe, taking out the well. Meanwhile, top blue team is trying to save the fort, but the fort is gone, and it looks like the Immortal is very low. Red team pushing in on this keep is able to get a keep destroyed, and that is huge. We are going to see catapults start to put pressure on the bottom lane. against the blue team. Blue team is coming in, trying to defend. Red team getting greedy, not leaving when they could, trying to push up through the top, using a Phoenix in the middle. Greymane coming in, getting a kill on Lili, and that is 2 members of the blue team down. This is going to be a good game. We do see them coming in. Murden, incredibly low, is getting a heal from the Rhaegar, and that is going to help them out a great deal. They are getting core damage, and only 2 members of the blue team are here with 14 minutes left. We have 20 seconds before our next spawn. They are able to get Murden. Looks like Murden actually died to the core damage, and it doesn't look like the red team was actually even able to get through the shield. So they are in full-on retreat, even though there are 4 of them, and they do have a significant mana bar. It looks like they are going to try and take out some of the camps at the bottom to apply some additional pressure, because you can see these catapults are just going to come in, and they are going to clear those minion waves and push in, creating a real problem for the blue team, who is focused on clearing out both of the waves. Looks like Sylvanas is going to come up top, try and get a camp to apply some pressure here. But we do have 1 fort down for the blue team. Meanwhile, 3 forts down for the red team. Red team having a clear advantage, even having a level advantage at this point, up 17 to 16. 4 members of the blue team are coming in. They are taking out that catapult, but it does look like the red team was actually able to come in and even destroy that Sylvanas. I totally missed that. I'm sorry, but they were able to come in and they were able to steal that camp. That is almost every camp on the map, except for the one closest to the blue team's base, going for the red team. That is going to apply a lot of pressure while the immortals are out. So the red team has a clear advantage here. All 5 members coming in, getting some damage on the blue team's immortal, but Shrink Ray coming out on Muradin, and it does look like Sonya is going to go out right away. Tassadar using the ultimate ability is going to be pushed back by the Uther and by the Muradin, and by the great Phoenix placement here is going to exit top. Meanwhile, looks like Sylvanas is back. Kael'thas is going down. What a match. Tassadar coming in, trying to save something, is going to use their ability to get away, but is going to die. Just probably shouldn't have come back in, shouldn't have tried to re-engage. That is 3 members of the blue team down, and no damage at all on the red team's immortal from the blue team. Looks like, meanwhile, Valla is just going to sit in the back, just is going to take care, because the entire blue team is dead. Once again, Tassadar's tossing out a good game, saying, good game, we're probably over here, but it does look like it actually could be a good game, because the red team is pushing in with these 2 camps and is taking out a keep at the top, pushing out that wave, and that is going to be both keeps down. That is going to be a lot of pressure. You can see that now there's going to be 3 catapults coming in, and you can see how quickly they destroy the waves and create a ton of pressure. Red team, 3 members coming in, getting some damage. They have 2 lanes pushing in, plus a siege camp. Looks like they are even going to have a full shield immortal, and this is going to be a good game. But it does look like Muradin was getting cocky, is going to go down. Tassadar, will they be able to survive? Looks like the Phoenix is going to get them. Sylvanas going down. That is 3 members of the blue team, 4 members of the blue team going down for only, and that is a total team wipe of the blue team at 17 minutes with a full shield immortal, and a Valla coming in on the core that is at 7%, and that is going to be a good game. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have enjoyed Quickmatch Heroes today. The red team did take the day. They did dominate. They had some superior team fights, but they also had a much better front line in that Muradin versus the Sonya. Sonya as a single tank is just incredibly hard to pull off, especially in Quickmatch. Even with 2 healers, it just didn't seem to work out very well. But I hope that you have enjoyed this episode of Quickmatch Heroes. If you have, please click the like button. It helps out a great deal. And remember to subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more. And until next time, I'm Grishno, and I'll see you later.